Welcome, Ram fans, to our first Q&A session with head coach Ian Choi of the Fordham Volleyball team, third-year head coach. We have 7 questions that were submitted in the last day, and hopefully we'll get some more going forward. We got a pretty good response. We're just going to jump right into it. First question, and I guess this pertains to your time here, is what is your most embarrassing moment?
Yeah, I forgot what match it was, but I was on the sideline standing, and my hands were just behind my back at the moment. The opponents hit the ball. We dug it, but it was a shank, and the ball was just a line drive right to my right pec, and I just had to absorb it at that time. I couldn't, like, my hands were locked behind my back. It stung.
You just brush it off.
Yeah, exactly. It stung for a good minute, and I had flashbacks to when I played back in the day, and I recall just getting drilled in the face one time. I was standing on the 10-foot line as the setter playing defense, and the opponent's left side went up. They just crushed the ball in my face, and it went past the baseline on the other side.
Wow.
And I think it kind of gave me this, like, actually my parents say that experience gave me this, like, crooked bridge on the right side of my nose. But I think that's just my parents not wanting to admit that they gave me an imperfect nose.
Right. Or that you're cross-eyed ever since.
That too.
Okay.
That too.
Well, that's all very embarrassing. Thank
Yep.
you. Second thing is, what is your favorite thing about this team?
My favorite part of this team, I would say, are the moments of pure joy that is experienced whenever, and I was talking about this with the team earlier. Ken went up against the Dayton match against their right side, and she just blocked the right side straight down, and the emotional reaction is just pure, like, unadulterated joy, and it was really awesome getting to experience and be in that moment. Like, that's the most present that you're ever in, and it was really awesome to be a part of moments like that.
No doubt. Always great watching. Third question is the fall schedule. What's going on with that?
Yeah, the fall schedule. So actually, LaSalle's program, they dropped volleyball, unfortunately. And that drops our conference participation to 9 teams, and that kind of throws a wrench in the gearbox a little bit with trying to balance equity within the conference, with trying to create a competitive enough back and forth where we could get multiple teams in the NCAA tournament. Mm-hmm. So that's really tricky navigating through that, and we're throwing a lot of ideas between the head coaches and the competition committee within the A10. So, long story short, I would say in the next month or so, we should have a schedule solidified.
Do you know if they're going to 100% go back to what it was pre-COVID?
So they can't, just because we're down a team. So we're trying to figure out whether to go like a true double round robin, or whether we need to kind of do that 1.5 round robin.
But is there a chance that there might be doing like the pods like they did this year?
I no, definitely not. They would want us to compete throughout the entire conference. I agree.
And non-conference, I mean, are you guys still working on?
Yeah, non-conference, we're getting a lot of things are falling into place for non-conference, and we always like to compete in locations that most of our team is from. So we always try and make a trip, to California, to Texas, maybe even Florida.
Yeah, you guys are really spread out too.
Yeah, exactly.
Kentucky and
yeah, exactly. So we're everywhere, which is awesome. And so I like that our athletes have an opportunity to spend time with their family, especially if they're so far away.
Segueing into this fall, which is hilariously only 4 months away, the next season.
Right.
Do you have any expectations for this upcoming campaign?
Yeah, I mean, what's echoed in our gym is that we're going to continue to let this momentum carry us into an even more successful season. Our season was cut short in the semifinals of the A10 championships, and now that we have a taste for victory, our goals are set even higher. And so we're hoping that the expectation is that we'll be in that A10 championship match next year.
Awesome. Summer camps this year. I know there's been some, obviously with COVID and everything. Yep. Will there be any summer camps or any alterations or?
Yeah, I mean, right now there's definitely not no overnight camps, due to COVID, which I completely get, and it's important that we remain careful about that. Jury's still out on whether there would be any type of day camp or anything like that. We're hopeful. I personally, I'm liking this trend of vaccination availability, and I'm hoping that that continues.
Looking back on this spring, historic in the sense that first A10 birth since 2010. What were some of the brightest moments for you this past season?
Yeah, no, I mean, it was another season full of record-setting performances, accolades. I know, Whitley has won a ton of awards, well-deserved for her. Izzy set the record, the NCAA record for most blocks per set.
Yep. Now confirmed, 1.93 in the 25-point era, which is I think since 2007, 2009,
yeah,
something like that. But yeah, it's been confirmed that as long as you play more than 2/3 of your team's matches, so that's amazing for Izzy.
Exactly.
And Whitley was our first all-region AVCA all-region member.
Correct.
Second ever Rookie of the Year.
And then, Megan also got all-tournament at the A10 Championships for her performance as a setter and her defense, because I do believe she was a former libero. Those are just some of the bright spots. Also, I mean, the biggest one that I'm most proud of is the fact that we finally achieved our goal after over a decade of trying, of getting into the A10 conference tournament, especially when they've cut the teams down from 6 to 4, which we are especially proud of. That's definitely a team effort all the way around. No single individual on our team can claim credit for that. That's definitely a team effort, which I really appreciate.
For sure. And we have one final question. What has been the impact of this outgoing senior class? I know 2 opted out, obviously, but they still had 3 years prior. But
yeah, their influence has been felt, and they've definitely paved the way for us to be successful this year. Without their presence, without their efforts and their contribution to our culture, there's no way we would be sitting where we're at now. And I keep saying that for everyone that matriculates to our program, their presence and influence will be felt all throughout the Fordham Volleyball program.
All right, awesome. We made it. We did it. Our first Q&A with Coach Choi. We hope to do this kind of semi-regularly, so when we notify you guys, Ram fans, come up with some really cool, creative questions, or just keep asking the same ones. Either way, we'll give you updates on everything. But thanks for doing this.
Thanks, Ryan.
Well.
Yep.
Take care.